should get over it and join the fight against Social Security. It all makes sense. If white families had been slaves, do you think we might be telling them to get over it? Yes. America is based on fairness and meritocracy, like show business. No one is a better singer than Ashley Simpson. That is why she got a break. You know, I love watching Dick Cheney, sitting in the puppeteer's seat during the State of the Union. He always appears from behind the chief Muppet as if he is tolerating with extreme prejudice a special ed student staggering through the Gettysburg Address in Pig Latin. That kind of look on his face like, later. Vice and real President Cheney's thoughts are, of course, filled with magic waterfalls of shekels and reals and dinars and Krugerrand, where he and Lynn run naked, letting the cash flow over their bodies like a soothing balm. That is what he imagines while listening to W murder the language and the last vestiges of our so-called superpower credibility. With the subtle and spicy subcurrent of Lynn Cheney's turgid lesbo novel running in the background of his brisk and impatient internal monologue. Cheney told the press he's retiring after this term. Hey, Veep, why wait? You move like a man twice your age and 3 times your heft. Your aorta must look like a stuffed bell pepper that's been in the microwave too long and is about to explode. There he is, powered by boiling hot coffee, blood thinners, and an overwhelming contempt for the underprivileged and foreign. The chief vice executive and ponderous right-wing beefalo from Wyoming warms up any budget meeting with his bright, shining sneer and snide demeanor. And we have a budget that trims the fat from the thinnest and stuffs the big halves like a Christmas goose. You know, I'm a hustler, baby, but not like faux reporter and full-time gay Marine chicken and White House butt bitch Jeff Gannon. Now, Mr. Gannon, whose real name is Nancy McKittrick, is a real gay sponge, unlike perceived fantasy gay sponge, SpongeBob SquarePants. So, he works for that distinguished and venerated Talon online news service. Reuters, AP, UP, Talon. Talon sounds like a gay porn house. Now, if you haven't heard this story is the logical continuation of the fact that the White House has paid pundit/shill/prostitutes on the payroll. I'll name the 3 so far: Margaret Gallagher, Armstrong Williams, and Michael McManus. They're the ones confirmed. Well, this journalistic titan was given press credentials to the White House, a groovy seat in the press room down middle right. Helen Thomas, by the way, used to have to sit on an apple box in the kitchen. And Mr. Jeff Gannon was given a free shot at chief apologist Heinrich McClellan and our fearless leader with tough, soul-searching, put democracy to the test, feet to the fire questions like this. I read verbatim. Thank you. Senate Democratic leaders have painted a very bleak picture of the U.S. economy. Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid was talking about soup lines, and Hillary Clinton was talking about the economy being on the verge of collapse. Yet, in the same breath, they say that Social Security is rock solid and there's no crisis there. How are you going to work with people who seem to have divorced themselves from reality? Wow, good question. That was a zinger. All he left out was, my Lord Bush, at the top of the query. That, my friends, is good journalism and fantastic stenography. Wolf Blitzer, the well-known bearded idiot and screaming moron, had Mr. Gannon on his scathing investigative news show, I Heart the White House, and asked Jeff such toughies as, why won't everyone pretend you're a reporter? Why are they so mean to you? Wolf is very inaccurately named, because wolves run down the sick and weak to make the herd stronger, not run down the sick and weak to make the rich stronger. Of course, this is part of what junk science of a lunacy theory I hold true. Mr. Blitzer makes the weak into heroes by defending the status quo like they were his own cubs. He would be Voltaire's favorite talking head. For Blitzer believes, because he has nice suits and gets tables in D.C. wine bars and occasional complimentary pussy, that this is the best of all possible worlds. Anyways, Talon, the so-called news service, is owned by a nice Christian patriot named Bobby Eberle. This is freedom, my bitches. AudibleProops, by the way, is run by me, Johnny I voted Democrat, Satan-worshipping Hollywood liberal. May I please have credentials and a seat in the press room? I'm just as qualified. I was never a gay prostitute, but I have played Atlantic City in July for money. I have a question. I'll even submit.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.